This is so amazing.
What the hell is going on here? What is going on, Sayoko-san?
What do you mean? It's as clear as day what's going on.
My name is Haruna. I'm a 27-year-old work-from-home employee. I live with my husband, Wataru. I've been married to him for 4 years, but we still get along like we just met yesterday, and we often cook or go on dates on the weekends. We get along with our neighbors as well, so it must look like I don't have a care in the world. But there is one thing that is very troubling. Coming! One day, I was working from home when I heard the doorbell ring, so I decided to answer through the intercom.
Oh, it's me, your lovely mother-in-law.
Oh, hey.
Open up already.
I took a deep sigh and unlocked the door. How can I help you today?
Oh, it's really not that big of a deal. I just found some jobs that seem like they'd fit you well. Look, what do you think about this?
This woman is my mother-in-law, my husband's mom. Her name is Sayoko-san. As you can kind of figure out by our short interaction, she is the trouble that I mentioned earlier. She always comes over when she gets a chance and says that I'm just a shut-in with no job because working from home is not real work. Thank you for bringing all of this stuff, but like I've told you before, I work from home, so...
Huh? You say that, but you're really just surfing on the internet and playing solitaire or something. We need you to work hard and make more money. It's going to make things difficult for us. I can't believe that you're still doing this crap.
Why does my income status affect you at all? All of the money that I'm earning right now is more or less only for my kids and my husband and I.
Wow! You're not going to take care of us in any sort of financial way? You realize that taking care of the husband's family is part of the wife's job, right? You don't even have kids yet.
Huh? No, I don't think that I've ever heard anyone say that. I can't have you just saying things like that. I've heard that after a child is born, it's pretty difficult to save up money too.
Oh, come on. That's totally acceptable. Wataru-chan must think that he wants to protect us too. We are family, after all. We don't have to talk about it. We just understand each other.
Is that what my husband said to you?
I mean, it's not like he told me directly or anything like that. But it's pretty common for a child to want to save their parents and help them out, right?
I see. But I think that I can't just decide on my own whether I should or shouldn't help you out. Both of us already decided that we would look after our own parents as we got older. So if you want any kind of help, I want you to talk to Wataru-san.
You realize that after marriage, you are now a part of our household too. What are you doing not helping out your husband's parents, huh? You need to fix that attitude.
Sayoko-san let out a huge sigh, like she was severely disappointed. But we had already talked about this because Wataru-san told me about his mom before we got married. We both agreed that we would both do what we can within reason to help each other's parents. Sayoko-san didn't like me from even before we got married. I was positive that she would try to make me do something that I didn't want to do. Even now, she looks down on me and is talking about what she wishes to happen after she gets older to me instead of Wataru. I was already getting nagged at left and right, so I had no intention of helping her anyway. But I did want to help out the kind father-in-law. I was getting tired of these sudden daily visits when something unimaginable happened.
Haruna, listen. My dad...
Calm down, Wataru. Just tell me what's going on. I just started my lunch break when Wataru suddenly called me out of the blue.
Dad collapsed while he was at work and was taken to the hospital. Can you come to the hospital right away?
Of course. I'm going to try to get over there as soon as possible. I went to the hospital that he told me about, and once I got there, I noticed that Sayoko-san is nowhere to be found. Hey!
Haruna-chan. Sorry for all this ruckus.
Oh, you don't have to be sorry about that at all. How are you doing? Are you okay?
I think I kind of pushed too hard. I'm going to have to stay in the hospital for a little while for some testing.
I see. Then, would it be alright with you if I come by every day just to check on you and say hi?
Are you sure? But you got work, right? I don't want you to push yourself.
You always were so kind to me, so now it's our turn to be kind to you, right?
Yeah, you heard, Haruna. You have to let us help you out too, Dad. Wataru, you've really grown into a man. And you've got a wonderful wife and partner by your side. I'm so relieved. You cry too much, Dad.
We were all just having a small chat without much care in the world, but Sayoko-san's arrival completely tore everything up.
Wow, you actually got here pretty darn quick, didn't you? I knew that you were able to move quickly since you don't actually have real work. Then I should let you handle taking care of him, huh?
You really are. Whatever. I've already talked to them about all of this.
Oh, really? Perfect. I'm so glad. Thanks, Haruna-san.
Sayoko-san left the hospital room without asking at all about how he was doing. That's how we agreed to take care of his father. But Sayoko-san didn't show up to the hospital once. Not a single time. My father-in-law didn't say anything about it, but I could tell that he was angry based off of how he was acting. He apparently hit his head on the way down when he collapsed. He had some damage, so he had some numbness in his lower extremities. It wasn't too severe or anything, but he would have to live in a wheelchair for a little while. After he got his test completed and he was able to leave the hospital, we made a suggestion. At first, he wasn't really on board with our idea, but...
Dad? I didn't know if I should talk to you about this, but I want you to hear me out.
Hey, are you sane?
We came up with our final plans and talked about it with him. He smiled and agreed after hearing our final plans. A few days later, excuse me.
Ah, you're finally okay with living with us, huh? You really are a stubborn one, aren't you? Whatever. I'm going to do my best to train you from the ground up as a great housewife.
I'm only living here temporarily to take care of your husband. The house was sold, but we're going to find another house to live in when we leave. If I don't work, then we can't make ends meet, so I don't think things will go as you plan. I hope you understand.
Wow, you're supposed to be making your in-laws feel like they're important and their opinions matter. You really can't make me feel like I'm important, huh? You're not working either, so you really need to stop lying about this money and income stuff.
Whatever the case, I'm going to handle your husband, so please, don't worry about it.
You really are just not fun to be around. Oh, I feel so bad for Wataru-chan.
Sayoko-san kept following me around everywhere and complaining, but I kept letting it go in one ear and out the other. I kept taking care of Wataru's dad, but after about 6 months of this continuing every single day, Sayoko-san showed up in my room with a look of contempt on her face. Hey, please at least knock before you come into my room.
I don't care about that. When the hell are you going to give us a child? My friends have several grandkids and you've got none. You've got fertility problems, don't you?
What? No, I don't. And I've already spoken to my husband about kids. We are planning everything already. They have their plans and we have ours. Apparently, you always told Wataru-san to stop caring about other people when he was young. We are married and we've got our own pace of things, so please, stay out of it.
How dare you say such a thing? You really are arguing with your mother-in-law's opinion? What kind of upbringing did you come from? I don't believe it. I'm going to have to marry a new and cuter wife, so you get the hell out of this house.
Yeah, it turns out that common sense is changing every single day, and you're the one that's going to be in a world of pain if we leave.
Huh? You really think that you disappearing is going to change something? Oh, honey, bless your heart. You really are way too confident in yourself. If you want to talk that kind of crap, you can get out.
Sure, but I have to figure out a new house for us to live in, so can you hang on a little bit?
Sure, if you're going to leave. I don't care at all.
Thank you. I'm going to be leaving so you can handle all of your chores on your own, okay?
Huh? You're the one in charge of chores. You make sure to work till the last day.
Sayoko-san, now knowing that I was going to be leaving, walked around with a smile on her face everywhere she went. I started my search for a new house. I couldn't find a good house that matched what I wanted, so I wasn't able to leave their house.
I understand you don't want to leave the house, but can you find a new place already?
Yeah, sorry about that. I just can't find a place that really matches what we want.
You're the only one that's leaving, so you can just find a torn-up apartment. You don't even have kids, so just choose something. You can't sit around here when you're just a jobless, useless woman.
Only one. Sayoko-san left the room after leaving me with that. As time went on...
It's been a month already. Are you going to keep your promise?
She started nagging me. Luckily, though, the real estate guys found a nice place for us to live, so we were almost about to move, but then the big problem happened. I'm home. Huh? What are you doing?
Serves you right.
What is going on here? Explain what happened here.
Huh? Can't you tell what happened by looking?
All of my work equipment is missing from my room.
You weren't leaving the house at all. I just did this to make it easier for you to get out. But you aren't even working, right? You're just messing with your phone while laying down all day. Stop lying about having a job.
I am lying down because I have a reason. There are plenty of jobs that you can do on your phone nowadays. It's not the same world we used to live in.
Huh? Can you stop treating me like I'm old or something? I'm still called the beautiful witch around these parts. I mean, maybe you haven't noticed because you're bland and a shut-in.
I really don't believe it.
This is the reality, so believe it. I mean, Hopefully this is what it takes for you to start actually working outside. Oh, and just so you know, you better get divorced from Wataru before you leave the house. I can't believe you would do what you did when you haven't put a penny into this house.
Ah! I was chased out of the house and literally pushed outside. It was winter and I had on a coat, but the entrance was locked and I couldn't get back inside. You've really done it this time. All bets are off on what I'm going to do next, huh? I had completely lost any kind of compassion I had for my mother-in-law right then and there. I called Wataru and let him know that we were moving on to our final plan. 1 week later, I was hanging out my new house when I suddenly got a call from her.
Hey, where the hell are you right now?
Who is this?
You've forgotten your own mother-in-law? How dare you, you rude woman!
I don't have a mother-in-law.
What? What are you talking about? You're Wataru-chan's wife!
Oh, we got a divorce, actually.
Huh?
I said we got a divorce. We're not married anymore.
Really? That's wonderful! Now I can go find a new wife to get Wataru to marry. So, where is Wataru-chan?
He's with me.
Tell him to hurry up and come home.
Oh, Wataru's saying that he wants to talk to you, so I'm going to give him the phone.
Oh, hey, Mom. It's me, Wataru. Just so you know, Dad isn't going to go home to your house, and neither am I.
No way.
Yes way. You hurt someone that is very important to me, and that means you are definitely not good enough to be family. I'm going to get married to her again, but this time I'm going to take her old name. I'm going to cut ties with you.
But what about your dad? There's no way that he would let you do that.
Him and Haruna are the ones that planned up this plan to begin with. And besides, I really don't think that anyone would marry into that house when there's literally nothing there. I think we left your stuff there though. We're going to sell the house though, so make sure you get out as soon as possible, huh?
Hang on. That woman can't even have a child. She's an infertile bitch. You should go with the woman that I find for you instead.
Sorry to break it to you, but Haruna's pregnant right now. The only reason that we didn't have kids to begin with was because I didn't make enough money, so we weren't able to really stabilize. We just had to wait a little bit. You might not have noticed, but she put $1,800 into the house every month. You've done nothing but berate that wonderful woman. You're literally the scum of the earth. You said something about how the daughter-in-law has to listen to her new family. Then how about you go to Dad's parents' house and go do everything there? Show us how it's done, huh?
No, I don't. And there is no job that you can actually just mess with a computer all day.
You can't even do what you're telling her to do. You disgust me. Dad also said you should go serve some time in his parents' house. If you can't do that, he's going to get a divorce from you. Also, there's a job called a writer now. Haruna writes novels and blogs and stuff. She's a super famous and popular writer.
But then I won't say anything. I'll leave her alone. You're going to have a child now, so...
It's your fault that all this is happening because you did what your own mother-in-law did to you. It serves you right. Revenge is a dish best served cold. I'm not going to forgive you for everything that you've done to me. You put my child in danger when you threw me out into the cold, so I really mean it when I say I'm not going to forgive you.
Haruna-san, I'm really sorry, but I really can't handle that household. Please save me.
Sayoko-san must have really despised her in-laws because she was bawling and begging for an apology. I'm not sure what you want me to do just because you're crying. Wataru already reached out to his grandparents, so I'm assuming his auntie will be swinging by to pick you up real soon.
We bought a new barrier-free house and we're selling that one. If you don't know where to live next, you can go to Grandpa and Grandma's house.
You guessed it. We were searching for a barrier-free house to live in from the moment we decided to leave the house. That's why it took so much time to move out. We thought about getting a hotel room for a little while, but thinking about my father-in-law, we realized it wasn't a very realistic plan though. That's why we stayed in the house for as long as we did.
She's going to come pick me up. I can't believe it. That woman is insanely strict.
You just lack common sense, Sayoko-san. That's why she's so tough on you. She was never that tough on us at all.
I really hated that about her. She was so tough on me, but for some reason she was so kind to you. I lived with my in-laws all the way through life until your father was able to find a new job. But you lived on your own when you got married. That's not fair.
I'm sorry that your mother-in-law did what she did to you, but you really shouldn't do anything that you don't want done to you. I think the whole series of events should be proof enough, right? I want you to live your life honestly from now on.
You're going to forgive me? Thank you. Hurry up and come pick me up then.
Huh? I didn't say that I forgive you at all.
I thought you were going to forgive me.
Don't just jump to your own conclusions like that, please. I just told you a few minutes ago that I wouldn't forgive you. Oh, and there's something else I forgot to tell you.
There's something else?
The work stuff that I was using before, all that stuff was lent to me from my company, and all in all, it's probably worth about 10 grand. You'll have to compensate me for that too. And I'm going to expect monetary compensation for the time that I haven't been able to work.
What? I'm not going to pay you anything.
Then, I will let my company know about the lost revenue and compensation for damages. You can talk to their legal team instead. Oh, and I've already told your lovely auntie about everything that has happened.
No! Please, save me!
The second we finished this conversation, I could hear her aunties and other voices showing up. The phone immediately hung up, so I'm assuming she was dragged away. I was able to give birth to a lovely baby boy as well. Wataru and my father-in-law both cried and were so happy about their new family member. Wataru and I also filed out paperwork to get remarried. His auntie gave us updates about what has been happening to Sayoko-san too. It turns out she was sued by my company. She didn't work before, but now she's working from morning till night to pay off that debt of hers at her in-laws' house. Sayoko-san couldn't handle that situation because she suddenly aged. His auntie sent a photo of her, but I was shocked after what I saw. This is really her?
I was surprised too. I'm sure she doesn't have the time and luxury to look after her looks. I mean, it makes complete sense.
Wow. I really can't believe that karma would screw someone up this badly. I really had to be careful and take care of myself too. I learned from two things from this whole thing with my mother-in-law.
Huh? From her?
One is that I'm not going to be messing with our son's new wife like that. Two is that I have to get along with you to make sure that I can stay pretty for as long as possible.
Right. I'm going to work hard to be a good husband and a good father too.
It was a great chance for me to think about what I should do to be a good human, parent, and wife. That was the one thing that I had to thank her for, so I got permission from his auntie to send a super popular photo of our family with our new grandson in it. She saw the photo and apparently she fell over from shock. She ended up breaking her leg. I mean, hey, I guess it gives her a chance to take a break from her rough life, huh? Just kidding.